Shabbat Shalom, everyone. So lovely to be with you all again for another Shabbat. Thank you to everyone joining us online. My name is Frankie Salzman. I'm the rabbinic intern here at Kol Ami, and I'm joined by Nancy on the bima tonight, as well as Lisa on piano, accompanying us beautifully as always. We'll begin this evening with the words of Ma Yafeh Hayom, welcoming in Shabbat and how lovely it is. You can find them on page 128.
Ma Yafeh Hayom, Shabbat Shalom. Ma Yafeh Hayom, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Ma Yafeh Hayom, Shabbat Shalom. Ma Yafeh Hayom, Shabbat Shalom.
We now light our Shabbat candles, and I would like to invite up Yafa and Alan to light this evening in honor of Yafa's mother, Helen, and her brother, Christopher. You can find the words to our blessing on page 120.
As these Shabbat candles give light to all who behold them, so may we, by our lives, give lights to all who behold us. As their brightness reminds us of the generations of Israel who have kindled light, so may we, in our own day, be among those who kindle light.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lehalad ner shel Shabbat. Blessed are you, Adonai, our God, sovereign of the universe, who hallows us with mitzvot, commanding us to kindle the light of Shabbat.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat.
We turn to page 123 as we invite Yafa and Alan to lift our Kiddush cup to sanctify Shabbat.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu mitzvotav v'ratzavanu, v'shabbat kodsho be'ahava uvratzon hinchit lanu, zikaron l'maaseh bereishit, ki hu yom techila b'mikra'ei kodesh, זכר ליציאת מצרים, כיוון ובחרת אותנו קידשת מכהנים, בשבת קודשך באהבה וברצון הנחלתנו. ברוך אתה אדוני מקדש השבת לחיים.
Thank you so much, and may we honor them well this evening. We'll continue welcoming in Shabbat with the words of Lahado D. You can find them on page 138. We'll do verses 1, 2, 5, and 9. And on verse 9, I'll invite you to rise to turn to the entrance and welcome the Sabbath.
שמור וזכור בדיבוריך תשמיענו, אלוהינו אחד, אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד, לשם ותפארת ולתהילה. אוי לך דודי לקרא סקאלה, בני שבס נקהלה. לך דודי לקרא סקאלה, בני שבס נקהלה. לקראת שבת לכו ולך התאים מכל הברכה בראש מקדם נבסוכה סוף מעשה במחשבה תחילה. היי לך דודי לקרא סקאלה, בני שבת נקהלה. לך דודי לקרא סקאלה, בני שבס נקהלה. התעוררי, התעוררי, כי באורך קומי אורי, 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 שיר דברי, כבוד אדוני עלייך נגלה. היי לך דודי לקרא סקאלה, בני שבס נקהלה. לך דודי לקרא סקאלה, בני שבס נקהלה. בואי ושלום עטרת בעלה, גם בשמחה ובצהלה, תוך אמוני עם סגולה. בואי חלה, בואי חלה. לך דודי לקרא סקאלה, בני שבס נקהלה. לך דודי לקרא סקאלה, בני שבס נקהלה. לך דודי לקרא סקאלה, בני שבס נקהלה. לך דודי לקרא סקאלה, בני שבס נקהלה.
Continue that spirit of welcome by taking a moment to welcome one another. Turn and say hello to anyone new or old. We welcome you again, those joining online. Thank you for being here with us. Continue standing as we turn to page 144 as we transition with the words of Hatzi Kaddish.
יתגדל ויתקדש רבה, בעלמא דברה חירותי וימליך מלכותי, בחייכון ובימיכון ובחיי כל בית ישראל, בגלה בגלה ובזמן קריב ויאמרו אמן. יהי שמרה במברך לעלתם ולעלמכם היה, יתברך יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל, שמר קודשה ברכו לעילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה, תושבחתה ונחמתה נמירן מעלמה ואמרו Amen.
We continue with the Barhu on the following page, 146.
Ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la. Baruch hu et Adonai המבורך, ברוך אדוני המבורך, המבורך לעולם ועד, המבורך, המבורך לעולם ועד. יאי לה 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 לה, יאי לה 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 לה, יאי לה 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 לה, יאי לה 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 לה, יאי לה 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 לה, יאי לה 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 לה, יאי לה 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 לה, יאי לה 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 לה.
You may be seated. O God, you are as near as the very air we breathe, yet farther than the farthest most star. We yearn to reach you. We seek the light and warmth of your presence. Though we say you are near, we are lonely and alone. Oh, let our desires to be strong be so strong that it will tear the veil that keeps you from our sight. Let your light release your darkness and our darkness and reveal the glory and joy that is your presence.
ומעביר יום ומביא לילה, ומבדיל בין יום ובין לילה, אדוני צבאות שמו, אל חי וקיים, תמיד ימלוך עלינו לעולם ועד. ברוך אתה אדוני המרחיב הרבים.
Amen. We now think about God's love and the love that we have for one another as a people as we turn to rise for the words of Shema, the words that connect us, declare God's unity. Page 152. Please rise.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Le'olam Va'ed.
You may be seated. On the following page, page 154.
ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך. והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בהם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך וקשרתם לאות על ידיך והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם אמת, אדוני אלוהיכם אמת.
I am Adonai, your God, who brought you out of the land of Egypt to be your God. We remember the Exodus. We remember how we once were slaves and now we are free. We do this every Shabbat as we sing the words of Mihamocha, the song that was said after crossing the sea, 158.
Yai lai 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 la 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 la. Yai lai 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 la 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 la. Yai lai 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 la 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 la. Yai lai 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 ya la 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 la. Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha neheta b'kodesh, nora tehilloto sefele, nora tehilloto sefele. מלכותך רבניך, פוקעים את משה מרים, זה אלינו ויאמרו, זה אלינו ויאמרו, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד. Yai lai 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 la 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 la. Yai lai 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 la 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 la. Yai lai 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 la 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 la. Yai lai 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 la 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 la. ונאמר כי פדה אדוני את יעקב וגאלו מיד חזק ממנו ברוך אתה אדוני גאל ישראל.
In recent weeks, we've been reading about receiving the law, receiving the commandments that we are to do. And one of the most important ones is to remember and to keep Shabbat. So we continue praising Shabbat with 100, page 162 at the top, with the words of Vishamru from last week's portion.
Vishamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. בני ובין בני ישראל אותי לעולם, אותי לעולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני, עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. והיום השביעי שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש, ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם.
For in 6 days Adonai made heaven and earth, and on the seventh day God ceased from work, v'yinafash. Here it says, and was refreshed, but it comes from the word nefesh we have in there, one of our words for soul, for spirit. And one of the teachings that we're told that on Shabbat, we are said to receive a second soul from God, a little bit extra to help us to be vayinafash, to become refreshed, this extra bit of holiness to take us through this rest. And as we go into the Amidah here in a moment, an opportunity for us to share as a community the words that are sitting on our hearts, I invite you to welcome in that second soul, to think about what it is that you need to be refreshed from this week, to offer up those words to God and to one another. We turn to page 164 as we rise for the Amidah.
Adonai שפתי תפתח ופי יגיד תהילתך. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise.
We now take a moment to turn our thoughts to those in our community in need of a prayer for healing this Shabbat, either of body or of mind or of soul. If there's anyone that you are thinking of in particular this evening, I invite you to share their name with us now.
Riva Yael Bat Nechama.
We add to those names all of the others that we are thinking of in our community, as well as you'll see the names that we've been adding in recent Shabbats, those who have either are hostages or all of those in need of prayers in Israel right now due to the conflict. You could find our healing words on 371.
רפואה שלמה, אלנה רפואה לה, אלנה רפואה לה, אלנה רפואה לה, רפואה שלמה, אלנה רפואה לה, אלנה
May the one who blessed our ancestors bless and heal all of those who are ill. May we think of them, and may they receive a refuah shlema, a complete and speedy healing. So as many of you know, one of the requirements for me to receive my ordination is that I have to complete some form of thesis or capstone project. And it's been mostly what's been occupying my mind every day recently, so I figured I would say a little bit about it with you tonight. For my project, I'm creating a resource to aid clergy people in adapting rituals that come around birth, as well as bet mitzvah, for queerness and issues of gender. It highlights elements of the rituals that could be changed to be more inclusive and offers suggestions on how to do this. It also includes alternate versions of prayers and blessings using Leor Gross and Eyal Rivlin's non-binary Hebrew project, a gender-expansive Hebrew grammatical system. The goal of this resource is to help clergy learn what questions they should be asking and what they should be offering to, ideally, really everyone that they work with, because you never truly know whether someone is queer or their identity or how their relationship is with gender until you ask. As part of this project, I've been interviewing clergy in the field with specific experience creating gender-expansive rituals. In one of those recent interviews with Rabbi Ariel Tovlev, he shared a story with me that I was reminded of when I was reading through this week's Torah portion. Rabbi Tovlev was telling me about how at the Maryland synagogue he serves, they use the term simchat mitzvah to refer to a ritual for whom neither bar nor bat is appropriate. They shared how having such a term has already been useful, and that one of the teens who presents and behaves very much, as he said, like a boy's boy, specifically raised their hand in class one day and asked if when it came time, would they be able to have a simchat mitzvah if they wanted, rather than a bar mitzvah. The story, when I heard it, warmed my heart and hopefully warms many of yours as well. And it reflects the importance of having these terms and the work that I am doing with my capstone. A person's gender expression does not always connect with their gender identity, and we must create space for people to be able to express themselves fully. Now, I know I do not need to stand up here and convince any of you of that. If any community understands this, Kol Ami is certainly one. However, I wanted to share with you all a bit of Torah around gender that hopefully you can use to convince others or just deepen your knowledge tonight. This importance of allowing someone space to express who they are is embedded in one particular verse from this week's Parshat Truma. While much of the portion consists of an explanation of the Mishkan or tabernacle that the Israelites are instructed to build as a dwelling place for God while they traverse the desert, there's a part of these instructions where the Israelites are told to overlay the Mishkan with gold, specifically to overlay not just the outside with gold, but the inside as well. Many commentators note that this is a strange request. The Israelites aren't swimming in gold or possessions. Sure, it makes sense that they want the outside, the part that people will be seeing, to be decorated with gold. But why the inside? Is that not a waste? Today, for example, if you walk into a fancy hotel, they'll have a gorgeously decorated lobby, but when you go behind the walls to where the employees are allowed, the decor becomes much more basic. Why then does it tell us that we need to decorate the inside as well with gold? One answer to this is a rabbinic idea that is in part drawn from the Talmud's discussion of this verse, the ethical concept of toho kabaro dameh. The inside of a person should match their outside. Oftentimes, this teaching is understood to be related to integrity and behavior, that a person should act the way that they think and speak. However, this can also be understood as discussing that a person's outer self should match their inner self. This concept has been used as a basis for accepting people's desire to transition or to access themselves authentically within Judaism. How someone understands their inner self should be allowed to be how they reflect themselves on the outside. I believe that part of what it means to be B'Tselem Elohim, that all of us are created in the image of God, is that there's a part of God that lives in each of us. Thus, just as was important for the inside of the Mishkan, the place where God dwelled amongst the Israelites in the desert, to be treated with the same kavod, respect, as the outside, so too do we learn that we must place where God dwells in each of us, the internal, as equally holy, of being clad in precious gold. Shabbat Shalom. Now, I'd love to invite up Philip Starr from our board to share with us some announcements.
So, good evening. I'm Philip Starr, and on behalf of the Board of Trustees of Kol Ami, I want to welcome you to Congregation Kol Ami and Shabbat Shalom. We want to thank Rabbinic intern Frankie Salzman and Dr. Nancy Cohen for leading tonight's service, and along with Lisa Edwards on piano, Travis Smith for audio and visual, and Leonard Selig for helping set up tonight's oneg. We also like to thank Yaffa Hughes and Alan Weisbart for sponsoring tonight's oneg in loving memory of Yaffa's mother, Helen Ruth McKinney Hughes, and her brother Christopher Hughes. Our monthly prophetic Torah study will be on Saturday, February 17th at 10 a.m. Please register online for the Zoom link. On Saturday afternoon, February 17th at 3 p.m., Cantor Saltzman invites you to Sanctuary for Humanity, Pathways to Freedom. It's an afternoon gathering of music, meditation, and conversation. Information is in our website. Our monthly Lunch and Learn is on Wednesday, February 21st at 12 p.m. These sessions are jointly led by our own Rabbi Lutz and Rabbi Jillian Cameron of BCC. Register through our website for the Zoom link. The postponed date of the book circle is February 24th. Led by Jane Drucker, we'll be reading The Heaven and Earth Grocery Store by James McBride. This is a murder mystery locked inside a great American novel. I read the book, and it's a wild read. I recommend it. Please register for the Zoom link on our website. On March 9th, come celebrate the end of Shabbat with a potluck Havdalah from 7 to 9 at the home of Larry Levy. All members of our community are invited to come out for a night of music, prayer, and socializing. Please check the website to register and for more information, as we are calling out for volunteers to participate in the festivities. Casting call. Our Purim spiel this year is all about Barbie. All those interested in participating in the spiel should contact Michael Kaufman. Please check our website for his email address. The Barbie Megillah Purim service and spiel will take place Saturday, March 23rd. The Classic Music Funny Girl is coming to the Amundsen Theater, and we are planning an evening on Sunday, April 7th, along with our friends from BCC. Tickets are available on our website, but the deadline to buy is March 7th. They really need those of us that are going to go to register, because that's when the tickets have to be paid for. As always, we hope you'll keep up to date on all that is happening at Congregation Kol Ami, visiting our website. Thank you for joining us, and again, Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. Thank you so much, Philip. We will continue with our service with Elenu as we open the Ark. I'll invite you to please rise. Page 586 in the Siddur.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר ראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי ארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וכל אחינו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך אחרי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו אחד.
You may be seated. We now take a moment as we're together as a community to think of all of our loved ones who we wish could be here with us this Shabbat, but are no longer with us. There are many names that we are thinking of this evening in this community. First, we think of Helen Ruth McKinney Hughes and Julius Krause, whose yortzites fall tonight and who are commemorated here in our synagogue with a memorial plaque. We also think of Terry Kornbluth, Tilia Gittick, Gary Garfield, Wendy Hurst, Ralph Ellis Freeman, Lois Dorkin, Erica Wilcox, Renee Morowitz, Milton S. Elfenbein, Harold Drekowitz, Simon Kornbluth, Christopher Hughes, Nathan Zamansky, and Betty Rosenberg. We also think of all those who have lost someone recently and whose families are currently in a period of Shiva or Shloshim: Mercedes Angulo Garcia, Cynthia Adder, Kurt Tauber, Jeffrey Solomon. You can see above us additional names who we're thinking of who we've lost during this past recent months. You'll also see in slides we include names. We make reference to all of those who have been lost in the recent tragedies in Israel. Is there anyone else that you are thinking of this evening or is on your heart that you'd like to share with the community? I invite you to rise now and say their name. Thank you. We add to that all the other names that are on our hearts. As we turn to page 598, we rise together as a community for the words of Mourner's Kaddish. Yit Gadol v'yit Kadash Shemei Rabbah, v'yomad yivrach yirutei v'yamlich malchutei, v'hayahon uv'yomechon uv'chayeh d'chol Beit Yisrael, b'gala uv'zman kari v'imru Amen. Yehi Shmei Rabbah Mivarach Le'olam Ulmei Almaya. Yit Barach v'yishtabach v'yit Pa'ar v'yit Romam v'yit Naseh. V'yit Hadar v'yit Aleh v'yit Halal Shmei Dekudsha B'rihu. Le'elam min kol birchata v'shirata. Tushbechata v'nechemata. Ta'amiran be'alma v'imru Amen. Yehi Shlama Rabbah min Shemaya, V'hayim Aleinu Ve'al Kol Yisrael, V'imru Amen. Oseh Shalom B'ramav, Hu Ya'aseh Shalom, Aleinu Ve'al Kol Yisrael, V'imru Amen. May their memories be for a blessing. Zchronam Livraha. We say together, Amen. You may be seated. We will sing as a closing song tonight the words at the end of that prayer, Oseh Shalom.
Oseh Shalom, Shalom b'mamav, Hu Ya'aseh Shalom aleinu. Israel, ve'imru Amen. Oseh Shalom, Shalom b'mamav, Hu Ya'aseh יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמרו אמן. הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל אמן. עושה שלום שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמרו אמן.
In a moment, we'll join together in the lobby for an oneg lovingly sponsored by Yafa and Alan. But beforehand, we'll say Motzi, and I invite up anyone to come and join together as we bless the challah. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lehem min haaretz b'tei avon. Shabbat shalom, everyone.